Hi guys, no, I haven't given you a notification that I'm going live, but I'm here to do the Scorpions. I will open them shortly, but I wanted to come to you guys to get these done, get them uploaded. Very strapped for time because I've been unwell. Now, this read's quite unique in that I do cover the aspects of the astrology. I'm also going to be covering how each moon phase is going to fall in which house for you. Then we're going to look at your love and your general working life, your finances. So it's kind of an all-rounder reading to give you some insight into how to actually cope with this month, what potentially can be coming through. For those of you also in America, I wanted to keep you company while you're going through the storms over there. I didn't want you guys to be sitting in the dark not doing anything, so I thought I'd come and entertain you. So my thoughts and prayers are with you. Now, I haven't pulled crowning energies. I'm going to pull crowning energies with chakra cards, so I have. I'm going to pull another two. Now, the first moon that we got coming through, although, you know, I am recording these and uploading them live at the very end of August because I've strapped for time. If that's coming through, it does fall in your fifth house of romance, okay? Now, with the fifth house, it covers romance, birth, children, and luck. Now, your card that you've got coming through around this first moon phase is quite unique. Now, at the end of August and moving in, there is quite a lot of Virgo energy. A lot of the way we're looking at things is, again, it's quite analytical. I'd say almost testing scenarios and testing out the feel of what to do and what people's intentions are. The first thing that's come through in an advice sense is go with the flow in the first 2 weeks, because it's an assessment time. Pisces energy and frequency is quite, can be quite emotional bound, but at the same time, stop trying to make something happen. It's that you don't need to do anything yet. You're going to gain insight. And the reason is, by the Libra moon, your 12th house is activated. This is where energetically you're going to get a lot of signs and synchronicities. A lot more of the information is going to make more sense. So, you know, anything to do with tribe, which is really interesting. No, I'm not really, but I'm persevering. It falls in your fifth house. So romance, birth, and children. So tribe-related dynamics are going on. And again, with the nodes being Cancer and Capricorn, it is a very relevant energy. So all of us collectively are getting to a point where we're being pulled in different directions. The Virgo frequency that is there for us all is helping us. And I'm seeing compartmentalize, you know, put things into its correct order. I'm also seeing a frequency of the Neptune, especially with the 12th house coming through. It reminds me of Neptune. It's a very spiritual energy, but at the same time, it also can trigger us quite heavily so. So picking your tribe at the moment, assessing your tribe energies is really going to be important in the first few weeks of September. Now, the energy of the moon phase that's come through is your 12th house. Get ready for big change, okay? There's a lot of healing coming through. And, you know, even if you research in astrology and you look at zodiac signs, the one thing that's been coming through very loudly is in partnership domain, it can be a point where you might start getting your psychic downloads to do with this connection or to do with connections in general. And with your luck, you're going to get hunches as to what to do. Now, as of October, Pluto will be going direct, and I'm going to mention to you guys how Pluto will directly impact your sign. I'm hoping to God I don't have a coughing fit because I've been like this for a week and a half. With this energy, try not to fix things. Try to use this time as an assessment stage, okay? You're going to get the download. So if you need to meditate, if you need to retreat, do these things because it's really going to help you heal on your side of the fence, but on the other side of it, allow people to take direct action, okay? Let them do some transitional states. Let them create balance. There is changes coming. Now, the one thing I did notice, especially when I have researched zodiac signs, is for you guys, it can be where your partnerships take a complete 360, okay? reminds me of the wounded healer and the lotus flower emerging from the muddy waters. And as I said, with the Pisces moon, stop trying to make something happen. It takes its natural course of its evolution. It's a healing point connected to tribe, your romance, your birth, your children, and your luck. So there is a transitional state you're moving into. A lot of us at the end of August moving in, we've got more energy. We're moving forward, and it's like this, I'm feeling this slingshot effect where we're trying to move forward. Try not to get too dense into the egoic state where we're fearing nothing's changing. It's taking some time. Just reshift the energy back onto yourself to try and stay grounded. And this has been a real relevant energy, I feel, for everybody. Trying to manage tools to help us actually stay anchored in the positive in a very edgy and, what would the word be, unstable time, because things are adjusting quite heavily. The second energy, which is really unique, is with the Libra moon, as I mentioned, your 12th house being activated. Get ready for changes, medicine back, healing, right? Your clarification card is seeing, third eye, okay? All of you this month, my highest advice, and I've mentioned it in the other videos, drink plenty of fluid. Now, the reason that's coming through is those of you who are able to be both in the 3D, move through your triggers, because the astrology will directly impact us. It's a bit like the ebbs and flows of the ocean, which create our cycles. It's very similar the more you are tuned into astrology. So the reason why I spiritually have moved into the astrological aspects, I was guided to. Plus, I've noticed synchronistic trends with the actual astrology and how it directly impacts us. Perspective, truth, knowing, and clarity, the download, okay? Now, the amethyst stone is what, and they're not very dark in the color, but I channel directly through the amethyst at the moment, and I chose these stones for September in general for all of us. Drink fluid. The only way you can actually clear your crown chakra is by drinking fluid. It's also by trying to attempt to anchor your energy in. Again, with your 12th house, it can be a very psychic time. At the lower frequency, it can be where old energies come up. Now, I'll explain some of the things that do come up with the 12th house, which aren't quite nice, but, you know, it depends on how you relate to them. And that's more than likely why I see the Neptunian energy as very similar to the 12th house energy and, you know, the downloads you get. It can be illicit affairs. It can be hidden resources, you know, your subconscious mind. So old energies can come up for you to purge. It could be all the way back to childhood or connected to previous connections or a current connection. Subconscious mind, hidden resources, secrets, enemies, responsibilities, your social standing, illicit affairs, etc. That's the 12th house, and you can research it further if you need to. Now, we're going to have, although, you know, many have said Jupiter's direct, you got your shadow aspect. Uranus is going retrograde at the same point and day of Jupiter going fully direct, okay? So you're going to have this movement where you're wanting to move forward, but your caution is pause for a little bit, okay? Because with the Neptune frequency coming through, if you're not anchored in and grounded, there may be too many downloads and a sense of ideas of what you're wanting to achieve. So, you know, try and pace yourself, allow for changes in the dynamic and the storyline of what's going to happen. And the one thing that was coming through quite loudly with your reading is there's more going on that meets the eye, okay? Because, you know, I tried to do your video 3 times and I thought I'm going to do this live because when I tap into your energy, I can actually, you know, bring it to you more effectively. Also, the one thing that was coming through is as much as there I'm covering your work, your finances, home kept coming into me, which was really interesting. And I'll have to check your Pluto energy because I feel that's really important for you guys. Where am I? Capricorn is your 3rd house. So your 3rd house covers communication, self-expression, and short journeys. So when it's going direct as of October, it's interesting where we deem communication as throat chakra. Communication can be your psychic downloads as well, and the way you're relating, your self-expression, the way you're relating to the things you're sensing, feeling, seeing. And, you know, in the short term, what you're going to do about those downloads that you receive. So how you're relating to environments are really important right now. Thanks, love. So what I am sensing with you guys, Scorpio, is that there's other areas in your life that are triggering you, but you're not quite sure about what to do with it. With the expansion energy of Jupiter, the one area and in your chart that it's actually activating is your professional resources, possessions, land, and material value. So it may be that you're seeing glitches in the way you were looking at things, or your belief system connected to those tactile assets, sort of, you know, where your spirituality versus the 3D of a situation. You know, we need to balance both. If something isn't spiritually making you happy and it's out of alignment, it may be your thought process is now in the direct changing, where you're looking at that. You may want to grow your asset value and net worth. You also might be looking at networking, which with the Jupiter direct, it will give you an opportunity to actually do that. Now, of the 18th, you've got Saturn direct, okay? So both Jupiter and Saturn going direct, your networking is going to be quite important, and it will really benefit your career sector. As well as looking at any documents, it might be your land rates and things to that degree. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm speaking in layman's terms of the astrology of what potentially could come up. Let me look at Saturn. Okay, again, Saturn as well is doing a similar thing. So Saturn is asking you to take direct action in those areas and look at those situations of your possessions, your land, your material value. There may be some subject matters coming up that you do actually need to address. And again, energetically, with Pluto working in with those other two energies, Pluto falling in... Yeah, it's still saying the same thing. It's still looking at, I feel it's like you're battling with your spirituality versus the 3D. It's like it's not matching because something in you is changing. Try and go with the flow of that situation, of what the energy is coming for you. The way you communicate. Okay, so the story that's coming through with your communication house falling in those two areas, your communication style is going to change between now and 2024. The way you express yourself, the way you look at short-term situations, short-term movements, there's going to be a lot changing in the way you address the other external areas. It can be you're moving more into your spirituality, and what you're hearing versus what you're sensing is really changing. Now, like I said, the one thing, we'll move away from the astrology at the moment, and we're going to get into the thick of the read. Now, the first card you've got, which is connected to your finances, is severe vows of poverty. Now, it's in reverse. Again, as I said, I'm sort of feeling as though you guys are moving away from the 3D. Now, at a temporary level, you're reassessing finances, you're reassessing your net worth, what you have, what you want to create. And you know it's got to be in alignment with your spirituality, with your 12th house. Thanks, Star. Acting, not chasing. Now, you've got this card in reverse, and I'm going to read it to you. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fear's underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. And I feel this is a lesson you've learned. And look at the purple on the card, very similar to the scene with the 12th house. It's like you're assessing this dynamic. Now, this can be your work domain. Again, although this is the general area and the things you're working on, this also could be a love interest, and you're assessing what they're doing and how they're reacting to particular environments. Release resentment about money. And again, that can be connected to self-worth. And it can, again, I'm seeing you're really detaching from the 3D and you're like, I'm more than my assets. And self-worth is really coming in, and I will pull clarifiers on these as I go. Face your financial fears, looking at things and going, you know, maybe I've been holding myself back. And again, it doesn't have to be that you're holding yourself back. You can be looking back at the way you were versus how you are now. So you may have evolved through that situation regardless. Detox your friendships. No longer relating to particular environments. It could be colleagues at work. It could be ways of doing things. Lower frequency individuals. Not allowing people to take you for a ride. Deservingness. See, it's still coming through. And the interesting thing was, when I was doing your read, I did look at the cards and I'd done the video. I then had a coughing fit, so I had to start the video all over again. So it wasn't that the information wasn't relevant, but I decided to pull the cards again and see if the same ones come out, and they have shifted. And it's like in the last week you energetically have shifted, and I feel this will be a theme for pockets of you moving into September. You're going to move very quickly into that 12th house energy. I feel you guys are ready to make a decision, but you're assessing the information that's coming to you. You're hearing everyone out. You're feeling into the vibration of what's coming through. You're assessing your work domain, and you're wondering where to go from here. Some of you have 3 plans. They can be 3 ways you're going to do this, 3 ways this can go. But it's like a test, but it's not a test on you. It's a test on the external. I'm hoping this is hitting where you understand. Now, severe vows of poverty. Your clarification card is address your addictions, but it's in reverse. So it's you detaching from that. You believe that anything that you're needing is going to come to you. You will find during the 12th house, you can become a little bit unwell from what I have seen. It's usually in an ascension symptom sense. You tend to get a little bit run down. Now, if you're rolling with it and you're just allowing the energy to come to you and you're using your crystals, you're using your meditation, what you'll find is you won't battle with the crown chakra and your 3rd eye, okay? Especially with the 12th house. Because 12th house can be an absolute sheer purge of the belief, and then bang, you can be knocked down, you know, with flu-like symptoms. Now, with the 2nd card, attracting, not chasing, you've learned a lesson. The clarification card, be decisive. You're like, I'm pausing, I'm gaining clarity, I'm looking at my financial sector, my work sector, the things I'm investing my energy into. Your self-worth, releasing resentment about money, about, you know, connecting and being chained into it to a point. Trust the divine plan. Again, 12th house. It's like knowing that you're going to be okay. Knowing that everything is happening for a reason. Rejection is universe's God's protection, okay? Face your financial fears. Reach for the stars, because it can be a point where you have these huge downloads and you go, suddenly with the planets direct, we've had the time to actually assess what is working, what isn't working, maybe different ways we can tackle the situation. Also places where we were going to react to environments, our work, our career, our growth. But we put it on the back burner, and we realized that if we're wanting to create that achievement as per se, or reach for the stars, now moving with the direct planets is going to be where we can take the bull by the horns. Now, detoxing your friendship groups. It might be you've been attracting the old version of you. And this can be your work domain, your financial domain, people around you. And suddenly, all of a sudden, you feel as though you're seeing your old energy in other people, and you're like, wow, I have evolved. I have actually changed. Deservingness. Okay, the one thing is, you're a beloved child of God, like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon the divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Your clarification card is forgive and forget, and it's in reverse. So again, something, and the purple's really coming through quite heavily. So with the energy of your third eye and your crown chakra, this is why I'm saying make sure you drink water. There can be lower frequency people around you, but you know your self-worth, because I'm not feeling this is you. If you're getting triggered, the 12th house is going to help you release that. But if you're really battling and it's really ingrained in you in an old frequency, as I said, the 12th house will make you a bit sickly. And it's more from ascension symptoms of a complete purge. But once you've released it, it's gone and it's not holding you back anymore. So try and maintain a healthy diet. I'm not a medical practitioner. This is merely advice from my own personal experience. Drink fluid. Don't put a time frame on healing, because, you know, there's so many different things in a level of healing we go through that these things take time. You could look at the same subject matters from so many different angles, but each time it's going to get easier. And I can say that, but the higher up in your ascension you get, yes, the harder it gets. Because if you're really stuck with one subject matter, it can be very trigger point worthy. But you do have this 12th house for you guys. And if you feel guided to react ahead of time, that's perfectly normal, especially moving into the 12th house effectively. If you're already feeling that frequency of that moon phase for the Libra energy, you're already ascending quickly, okay? So you're ahead of it, if you know what I'm saying. When it does come to a home-related dynamic, I do feel you're going to be changing something in the home. This could be physically selling your house, moving house, shifting, changing things up. You know that whatever is there to protect you right now, but it's temporary because your energy has evolved beyond that point. So it's serving a purpose right now, but it physically is, it's going to shift by the end of the year. And that's really with the eclipses that we've had. In July, a lot of these subject matters of family, tribe, conditioning of those situations, spreading ourselves like butter, and then the corporate energy of the financial sector, our work, the things we're investing in, government bodies, taxation, etc. That's the Capricorn frequency. This is moving into 2020 and beyond, you know, so it's changing and shifting us, preparing us for 2020. Your romance house, you're creating energy, and again, moving from the Pisces moon, you're assessing a situation. Now, this can be where you're feeling as though something has failed, something hasn't gone according to plan. Stop trying to make something work. They're part of your tribe and you're like, oh, I can't make the whole world perfect. That's okay, right? It can be something that's been going on for a long time. Now, the energy of what anchors this into the physical 3D and the advice they're giving, it takes two to tango, right? Team. There's no I in team. That's why it's asking you to stop trying. Allow this situation to resolve. Allow this person, place, or thing to adjust so that both people are on the same page, right? On your side of the fence, you might be focused, you know, in your head, you might be concerned about just working. And maybe you're just feeling like that's all you do is work. This could be spiritual work. It could be, you know, concerned about your cash component. Yet here on your side of the fence, it's looking like you're purging that, okay? Maybe this is your belief. Sorry. Okay. This person, due to a financial situation, I'm feeling this isn't your energy. I'm feeling this is your partnered energy. Although I'm going to keep it simple, okay? I'm going to try and relay the messages that are coming through because I feel you are mirroring each other, but at the same time, there is an energy where, how do I put it? You're thinking what they're thinking and they're thinking what you're thinking, but you're not talking, okay? And your communication house with Pluto's activated. So you'll find that the communication factor is going to be a little bit easier by October. But by the second week, you'll find things will flow a little bit better. This fear of commitment, there might be people placing belief systems on you or your partnered energy. And this could be your love interest energy. It could be your twin flame. However they're looking at you, the external world is looking at you like you're batshit crazy, okay? Now, in their mind, they're trying to be they're very 3D, okay? They're looking at things 3D right now. They're trying to be realistic. And when it comes to their mind, they're trying to deal with things very 3D. So there's things you don't know about of the reasons why they're reacting the way they're reacting. And although on the 3D you could take it very personal, there is a direct reason why they are relating to this situation at the moment the way they are. On their external level of what they're looking at, they have a lot of discord in their life, okay? The discord can be, it can be their finances, it can be their work, it can be the people around you, their routine, their, again, with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, it's overall in their life, it looks like a war zone, okay? That's what they physically feel. Now, in your heart space, you know what this potentially could be, okay? You really do know what this could be, and you're like, I don't, and this is really, I feel, what a lot of energies are going through at the moment. It's like what you see, what you feel versus what is occurring on the external. The Virgo energy that was coming through is almost like, this isn't matching. I don't understand. Like, why is this happening? It is temporary, okay? It's very distorted energy coming through, but to the core, you know what this connection is. On their side of the fence, they feel like they're being beaten up. They feel like universe is against them. Now, this can be sun energy, it can be ego energy, it can be almost being forced or forcibly staying in a situation, going through hell, but somehow, psychologically speaking, feeling this is all there is. This is all they're entitled to. Now, I'm going to pull a clarification card on that, because that's bizarre. That's bizarre. I feel they might be trying to protect you. And then this is probably why there's more than meets the eye. There's things that are hidden that you don't know about. They may be embarrassed to tell you what these things are. This can be a belief system, or it could be some things that are hidden from you. I'm at 12th house activation. It's like you're picking up on it. That there's more than meets the eye, okay? There's really more than meets the eye here. It's put a block in their road, but they potentially could be putting a block, you know, on their road. It's put a pause on the journey. Now, external, what they're looking at, again, they're trying to be rational. They're trying to be fair to people around them, but what they're not understanding is they really need to look at what they're wanting, but they're too concerned about the external world and making everyone happy. And due to this fact that there's a lot of mess going on around them, it's causing a lot of unsteady energy. They might be too focused on their finances, or this can be other people, their belief systems of it's my role to do this, or it's my job to do this. So therefore they feel out of alignment. Again, the communication is the key, but unless they believe it, it won't matter what you say. Okay. Pull a clarification card on that. Now, these energies can shift, okay? Yeah. They're wanting to do things that make them happier. Some of them don't like their job, but they're doing it anyway. Some of them also feel, some of them are feeling as though, how do I put it? It's so ironic. I feel spiritually speaking, they're boxing and compartmentalizing themselves into a situation. And I really do feel this is going to be a lesson they're going to learn. So it's like you're trying to get that deep, deep spiritual connection with this person. But unless they can purge and work on those areas, it's not moving. It's so universe is intervening, okay? It's such, they don't even say, they're not loving it, but they're choosing it. And it's very similar to the 12th house with you. So this is where the mirroring is coming from. And I feel by October, for them, this is really going to push them when Pluto goes direct. So do look at their zodiac sign and see what house is activated for them particularly. Do also look at their Venus house and see what Pluto aspect is actually triggering in a transitional state with them when I get to that zodiac sign, if it's not ready to be released, okay? Because I'm feeling it's something to do with the lesson they physically have to. And the funny thing is, I've put the cards down with my other clarification cards, and the first thing I've noticed is it says have faith. Okay, so do have faith that this is changing. It is a necessary situation or environment to occur. Yeah, we're backpacking together. Okay, Sola. You know, it's a necessary situation for an education sense. It has to occur for them to be able to push that kind of blockage out for them spiritually. I'm going to pull a chakra card for them. They're stubborn, yes, I know. My condolences, cross-watcher, if you're a cross-watcher. You're not communicating it, not wanting to see it, feeling that their expression, assertiveness, self-control and direction is out of alignment, okay? Now, you guys on the external of what you're putting your heart into, what you're tuning into, is you're waiting. You're waiting for this to come into balance. There is going to, potentially there could be communication coming through, okay? Again, with your 12th house activated and the Pluto energy, anywhere between now and October is really important. And I've seen this for every zodiac sign. Now, one of the dates that come up, and I was listening to a reader the other day, I almost fell out of my chair because I'd been talking to Mark from Intuitive Perceptions. And I asked him while I was doing my recorded readings, can you please look at the aspects in astrology that is occurring on the 27th? Now, this reader who does do twin flame reads mentioned the 27th, but she was mentioning it as of September. What I energetically was seeing was a major aspect occurring around the Scorpion moon. And she did mention Scorpio. So I did message her on her channel and give her the information that I physically was saying. And I do feel, try not to get, it's so hard to tell you guys not to get triggered, because the reality is we either are or we're not. And what we do with that energy, I try and create tools for you guys to understand. That's why I mention the astrological aspects, so that you don't feel you're going batshit crazy, okay? It's for you guys in an educational sense and a toolkit sense, to help you understand why these things are happening. So when I do get feelings and hunches, and then I look at the astrology and then I pull the cards and I'm tuning in, especially when I'm going through a physical frequency myself, when I come to you guys, it's because I know something's up, okay? But I am looking at the 27th as a communicational point. So this, between then and there, with Pluto going direct, and that's the reason why I'm asking you to look at their sign, their Venus house. Look at what is changing for them, because with the Pluto transit, what you tend to find is, yes, it can be a little bit connected to karma. It's also a lesson you're integrating into your life. Now, with that, with the zodiac sign it's currently in, it's finalizing that transit in 2024. Okay, so it's with us. We're halfway through it theoretically, more than halfway through it. But it's still here, and it's going to be an ongoing theme. So the way you look at it, the way you heal, it's going to be a trigger point in the retrogrades that are going to come up regularly. You can watch their Venus sign, yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 more cards, and then I will tie this reading up. It's so interesting that that card was upright, so I'll leave that there. And again, if you want me to tune into yours directly, book a reading. I have Skype, email, video, telephone. The one thing I haven't mentioned, which I don't know if you guys have been noticing, internet lately has not been working correctly. So technology-related dynamics have been coming up. So I do feel Mercury has been doing something at the moment, because You know, although Mercury's direct, it's been funky. First energy, and this is something that both of you are learning at the moment. The Virgo energy can feel a little bit detached and analytical and getting things in order. You might take it directly personally right now. It's not that. It's a temporary energy. Love yourself, okay? Both of you energetically need to have that integrated into you, and I'm not feeling that you don't. It's just right now there's a lot of self-love going on. You can love someone all you like. If you're not on the same page, you can still love them, but it doesn't mean to say you're traveling the same path. Do you know what but it doesn't mean you don't love them. You're just healing and, you know, moving into meditation and getting your downloads. So love yourself, be kind to yourself through that situation. Now, on your side, do all things in moderation. There you go. See, can't make it up. Now, this is in reverse. You might have way too much on your plate. Way too much on your plate. This can be people coming at you, people being super triggered. Again, it's in the first week of September. The advice with the Pisces frequency coming through in your romance, you know, in your birth, children, and luck sector. Stop trying to make it perfect, right? Be okay. Let the tower come down if it needs to. You know, people might be having a lot of expectations on you. You might be being pulled in your work domain and then your family domain, and it's directly getting you off kilter. Hi, Dale. Now, on their side, live your soul, not your role. It's in reverse. And this was what I was saying. There is an education coming through for counterpart. They are maybe purging a conditioning, a belief system they have about what the world is needing of them. But that's not a you thing. That's a them thing. It might be something coming up in you personally from a psychic point of view by the Libra and Moon, where you guys could potentially mirror each other. And we do with people around us because they're lessons and energies we need to learn. Now, at the heart of the reading, ask with sincerity. It's like it's in reverse. And again, with the 12th house being activated, it's time to meditate. It's time to receive the information, to assess what's coming through. Words versus actions versus what you're seeing, sensing, and feeling. Checking in with yourself. Accept disappointment gracefully. This is more you raising your benchmark. And it's not that you expect the person to be perfect or you expect you to be perfect. It's, again, love yourself. The good, the bad, and the ugly of what happens in your story and with them. Regardless, you're checking in with yourself. And you're ready for that change, okay? I'm going to pull a separate card. No, chakra. Some of you might be very triggered. Again, base chakra, not feeling as grounded. And I'm feeling this is more by the first week. Now, I'm going to pull another one for the second week by the Libra and Moon with the 12th house being activated for you guys, Scorpio. Oh. Okay, for some of you, if you are drinking your fluid, taking some time out, could be travel, could be movement. If you're needing to do this healing and you're trying to do it alone, that's okay. It's perfectly normal. 12th house activation. Even if it's a drive and you go for a walk for half an hour, it's going to help you gain clarity. Because the trigger points or whatever's coming, you've got the mind in reverse. And the Libran energy for you is seeing, but in your romance sector, you have the same energy of the chakra in reverse. So in order to anchor that energy in, you need to detach to allow the downloads to come. Now, if you're blocking it, if you're not wanting to see something from a certain perspective, it depends on how your body is healing through this transition of what's going on with this energy in romance. If you're allowing the downloads to come, it could be bringing things up. If it's bringing it up, it's better out than in, okay? So try and work with it. But if it's really painful, it may be reaching out and getting support, okay? Because it might be a very painful blockage. So some of you, it might be your counterpart energy or your physical energy, that with the purge, you're both energetically tapping into each other. But I feel for some of you, you could be quite stuck and it might feel quite yucky. Others of you, if you can drink the fluid, do the crown chakra meditation, get anchored into the 3D, it's going to help support that energy. And again, work from the base chakra, because it's romance and family that's coming up, which this is your romance sector. It's activated in your 5th house, which is funny because romance, birth, children, and luck, 5 equals change. To allow that change happen, try not to get into the ego mind of feeling because it looks a certain way, it means it's never going to change. Sometimes how it looks can look quite messy at first, but then it can resolve to a daisy garden. I'm just saying, because our ego tells us, no, that's not what change looks like. Change looks like many things, okay? Trust me. Any questions while I'm here? Now, I hope that's helped you guys for this month to be prepared. I'm going to clean up and I'll have to have a quick break and I'll come back for the next one. And I will try and open the other ones up after I've done these live sessions. That's okay, giggle. Was it entertaining for you? Was it entertaining? Anytime, Elizabeth. I hope you're all looking after yourselves. Enlightening. Yeah, well, the 12th house will be enlightening, that's for sure. Oh, thank you, Sula. I miss you, Sula. I love, love, love Sula. She's lovely. Cool. That's okay, Michelle. I hope you're taking care of yourself, love. Beautiful with my sinusy nose. I've been putting, you know, moisturizer on my nose so my face doesn't crack. I've been coughing all night. I can't sleep. Sick as a dog. I'm pale. I look like an albino right now. I need my girlfriend to give me a fake tan so I look human. Yeah, I think I've gone past fake it till you make it. Yeah, I'm way past that. It's like, this is it. This is it. Yeah, it has been interesting energy the past few days. This month, in fact. It's been like, what on earth is going on with this energy? The one thing I've found on my side of the fence, I have, with the Pluto, Jupiter, Saturn energy, already been anchored into those changes I need to do. We, especially with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, have been looking at, okay, with work and family and home and expectations, how do we get that balance? And this will be till the end of the year, okay? It's going to be to the end of the year. So it's like penny little, the bloody world is falling down. How do we get this? And I heard this person, I think it was about 2 months ago, around the eclipses, they were saying, but is balance possible? It's not real. And I was like, it has to be. Because it's not perfect. It's finding what works for you. You know, when you've moved into alignment of knowing who you are, stepping away from that feels sickening because you know who you are. So once you've reached that point, you can't be something you're not. You just can't. So if it's not working, it's not working. That's another person's problem, not yours. So you battle it because potentially other energies haven't evolved and you can't do anything about that, but you have. And you're like, no, it's not okay. But yeah, a lot of people, and I mentioned this last year, I said, you know, a lot of people in 2017, when the purging was going, more 2018, we would notice a trend happening more this year with a lot of people feeling into the astrology and the trigger points because they're evolving and changing as we move into the age of Aquarius, which we're already moving into it. and getting triggered. Yeah. Yep. A lot of, there has been headaches, there's been dizziness, nausea, purging food. Yeah, I mean, I could probably just eat a bowl of cereal. I mean, yes, obviously I'm sick, but it's not, even before that, like not connecting in with food groups. It's sort of like, yeah. Okay, I'll be back shortly. I'll have to check what sign I'm doing next while everyone in the house is coughing. I've got visitors at the moment. Yeah, me too. But then again, I'm sick, so of course I'm going to bloody cry. It's like, you know, weepy baby. Yeah. I'll be back shortly. Love and light.